Well, there's a new update camo trophy, and that means it's time for another tier list. Last one was pretty solid, so let's see what they've cooked up for us this time. This one we're starting off with is the 979th Fighter Aviation Regiment camo for the MiG-23ML. It's pretty nice. Not bad historical camo here. I do kind of prefer some of the ones we have already, though, and it's not really that crazy, so I'm gonna put this at a neutral C tier. Next we have the Fist of the Fleet camo for the FA-18C early. Again, I like that they're putting in these historical camos. It's not really anything crazy or that I think I would spend money on those, so again, just neutral C tier. Next we have the digital camouflage for the Pakistani T-80, and that I like. I know I keep saying it, but I really enjoy these like Chinese PLA digital camos, and this is a good one. I'm putting that into A tier. I really like that. Next we have another digital camouflage for the VT5. This one's also pretty cool. It's got this little decal here. I don't like these like desert ones quite as much as I do those others, but I still think that's pretty good, so I think that's B tier. Next we have the F6F Hellcat Pain Sheen for the FA-18C late. That's sick. Yeah, this is a good one. That's an A tier right there, no question. Next we have the 275th Self-Propelled Artillery Regiment camo for the 2S19M1. That's pretty cool. It's another, historical skin. Again, well, you know what, I like this a little better. It's got a little bit more uniqueness to it. I'm gonna stick this one in B tier, I think. Next we have the Imperial State of Iran camo for the FV4033, and I appreciate the originality here, but gotta be honest, this color reminds me of something you might see in a gas station toilet at 10 p.m., so I'm gonna have to put that in U, but I'd probably still run it even so. Next we have the Aggressor camouflage for the F-20. That's pretty sick. Yeah, I like that. That one's going in A tier. That's a good one. Next we have the Modern Fragmentation camo for the 2S19M2. It's kind of an interesting desert camo. Yeah, not the craziest thing ever, but I kind of like that. I'm gonna put that in B tier. Next we have the 42nd Fighter Aviation Regiment skin for the Yak-1. Yeah, again, I like them adding these historical skins, and I like them adding more things to low-tier aircraft, but there's not really a lot going on here. Not bad, but I'm just going to put that in neutral C tier. Next we have the Blue Navy skin for the Su-30SM, and that is a skin worth gooning over, in my opinion. That's going in goon tier. I really wish that they had put this out before I made the video, but whatever. Next we have the Romulus and Remus skin for the Centauro RGO. It's kind of a interesting little fictional skin. It doesn't really look like a wolf, it just kind of looks like a husky, but alright. Yeah, I don't really feel strongly about this one. I'm just gonna put this in C tier. Next we have the Kranich camo for the Stu-42G. See, here's the difficulty about rating these German ones, is that the Germans just had such cool looking camos that it makes me want to put all these higher just on that basis, but I feel like that maybe that's a little unfair. I don't know, but I mean, I'm still going to put this in B tier because that's nice to look at. Next we have the 322 skin for the Jagdpanzer 38, better known as the Hetzer. Wow. I mean, it's a Hetzer with a derpy face on it, and it's semi-historical, so everyone gets to see it. I don't know how that couldn't be A tier. Next we have the Ecuadorian Armed Forces skin for the AMX-13. It's kind of different. This is not a vehicle I would have really expected to see I believe, historical? Yeah, 2018, holy crap. A semi-historical digital camouflage on, so that's pretty cool. I'm gonna put that in B tier. I think that's pretty neat. Next we have the Joker camo for the Type 74 Red Star. And this is yet another one where I don't know if I should put this in Gooning or Ew. How do I decide? Yeah, you know, I feel like after looking at this for a few games, it might start to be a little much, so I'm gonna have to put that in Ew, I'm afraid. Next, we've got the standard low-vis scheme for the J11B. That's very clean. I definitely think that's a lot better than the other two camos we've gotten for this thing already, so yeah, you know, I'm gonna put this in A tier. I think that looks real nice. Next, we have the modern desert camouflage for the BMD 4M. Now, I almost did something stupid here. You'll notice in the preview image it has a little fish face on it, but you can't see that here because the preview doesn't have the side skirts on it. But the fact that it is a semi-historical camouflage with a fish face, that automatically places it in A tier in my opinion. Next we have the JV44 camo for the Donier 335B2. This is one with the Papagei Staffel down here, little anti-flak crew stripes so that the Germans don't have to shoot down their own plane. This is very pretty though. I like this. I'm going with my German bias here. I'm gonna put this in A tier. Next we have the Quintus 31 camo for the Film Actors Guild F5. I think this might be the best looking plane in Swedish splinter camo that I've seen. I know that might be blasphemous for some people, but this is sick. You know what? I'm gooning over this one. I like this a lot. Goon tier. Next we have the Icemere camo for the BF109 G2 Trop. It's pretty cool. Nothing crazy for a historical skin. I don't really like that it's very dirty. Yeah, you know, no strong feelings overall. I'm gonna put this in C tier. Next we have the Rushed Conversion camo for the, oh god, you know, I'm not even gonna try. Just the little go-kart with the 50 mil on it. It's kind of funny. Is this historical? Semi-historical? It's kind of funny, but not necessarily the nicest to look at, and honestly, like, the German skins are all kind of, like, nice to begin with, so I wouldn't really see the need to buy this, so I'm just gonna put that in a neutral C tier. Next we have the Desert MERDC camo for the XM246. I don't know what to make of this. It's a desert camo, got lots of decals around the place. I'm just gonna throw this in B tier. I kind of like it, but you know, not super crazy. Next we have the JASDF 70th anniversary camouflage for the F-15JM. That's a pretty camouflage. I think easy A tier here. Next we have the Kendari Airfield 1944 for the A6M2. Yeah, I mean, it's a fine little historical camo. No really strong feelings for this one. I'm just gonna put this in C tier. Next we have the Serrate Night Intruder camo for the Beaufighter Mark IV C. I mean, yeah, it's kind of just standard RAF camo, so again, no strong feelings. That's C tier. Next we have the Kfir 2000 skin for the Kfir C10. It's kind of just unpainted with Israeli markings. Nothing too exciting. That's gonna also be C tier. Next we have the Scharnhorst December 1940, and I am actually going to try and keep these censored you-know-what's off the screen here, because apparently the YouTube AI isn't able to tell that they're censored, so we don't want any problems. Yeah, it's a boat. I don't really play boats, so this is just C tier, but I mean, it's kind of cool. Next we have the Vietnamese People's Army camo for the whatever Chinese ripoff BMP-1. Once again, oh, those are not pleasant colors to look at. This is another gas station toilet. camo, so gonna have to put it in U, but you know, nothing wrong with it, it just looks like piss. Next we have the Ancona camo for the Challenger 3 TD, and this is kinda just a run-of-the-mill camouflage with some decals on it. No strong feelings about that, I'm just gonna stick this in C tier. Next we have the Cat Weasel camo for the Leopard 2 A4 NL. Cat Weasel. It's kind of just plain green with a bunch of decals slung all over the place. I wish this was higher res so I could like read what this says as well, but yeah, again, just nothing too exciting. I'm just gonna put this in C tier. Next we have the Corellian Lock 23 camo for the BMP2 MD. This is nice, but the problem is this is basically just the default camo except with like some decals on it. So for that reason, I gotta put this in D tier as a standard policy, but you know, not bad, but again, like I would just put decals on the regular camo at that rate. Next we have the Charlotte camo for the M46 Tiger. Another, you know, another good historical one, but again, just not really a whole lot going on here. Also, is this supposed to be reversed? I don't know if that was intended, but in any case, not really a lot going on here. I'm just gonna put this in C tier. Next we have the Search and Rescue camo for the East German MI8, and that looks absolutely ridiculous, and for that reason, A tier. Next we have the Tar Heel Hal camo for the P47 M1 RE. This is definitely one of the more original, like, interesting historical camos I've seen on this list. I'm gonna give that a solid B tier. I mean, to be honest, I like the default camo more, but, you know, hey, never hurts. Next we have the Flying Wing camo for the Nets, and this is basically just the default except with different tail art, so D tier. Next we have the two-color Finnish camo for the Finnish F-18C. I think there must be some unconscious Swedish bias going on in this update because they're getting a lot of cool skins, it seems. That's very nice. I don't know if I like that more than that F6F camo for the Navy Hornet, but this is really nice to look at, so I'm still going to put this in A tier. Next we have the Lucky Gordon camouflage for the B-24D. Got some nose art, interesting black and yellow scheme there. I'm going to put this in B tier, kind of like this. This is something different. Next we have the Bologna camo for the new French DF-105, which there's no reason to play because there's now an OP premium I'll be covering soon. Yeah, sure, you know what, B tier, why the hell not? Rounding it all out with a vehicle that I would be surprised if even half a dozen of you ever touch, we have the Honors Vietnam camo for the MH-60L, and it's just jungle camo with some markings on it, C tier, whatever. And those are the Hornet Sting camos. Not bad, there were some pretty good ones in that batch, however we still haven't gotten any hentai camos yet, so I'm sure most of you are extremely disappointed. As always, if you enjoyed this content, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out more tier lists in the playlist linked in the description, and I'll see you guys in the next one.